specifically see some of the trends in telecom industry primarily. Telecom industry needs a lot of new experiences and innovation, right? Think of this, right? Currently we are on Zoom call, right? For Zoom call to be done, we need internet. Who is providing internet for us? Airtel, Jio, or someone else, right? Those are communication providers or telecom providers, right? We call them, right? Not only that, right? Earlier, before this innovation internet came, telecom industry used to offer their services to home or business only. But the focus has changed in the last few years. I'm not at home. I'm moving around. I'm traveling. I'm going on a flight, or I'm going on a bus, going on a train. Still, I need my connectivity. That's a shift change from customers, right? That means they should be able to change their thought process from effectively helping their customers from business model. So they need to think about new experiences. What can they innovate? While they focus on that, they can't focus on their infrastructure, right? And their infrastructure could be very age old. So the three focuses that cloud computing, telecom industry is doing these days from last 2-3 years or earlier to that is they're focusing on three. One is how can they make their operational innovation, so that how can they get more insights during their operations so that the operational burden plus connectivity to the end user is much easy. For that, they are using a lot of analytics inside to get it, plus a lot of signals from the overall infrastructure which could go wrong, all those things. Then the revenue model innovation, right? I think we just spoke about revenue model innovation, like, okay, there is a high competition within the cloud telecom industry, right? How can they get into revenue, improve their revenue model innovation? If they need to just focus on infrastructure, they can't focus on that. And the business model innovation, the three things are happening. And everybody would have heard smart cities, right? Smart cities are the cities where everything and anything within that city is connected internally, right? Within the home, computer, laptop, TV, fan, lights, plus complete home is connected to nearby hub. When we talk about smart cities, that means these are all IoT devices. Understand, right? Earlier, people used to have only one mobile, but these days, one person is having more than one mobile, office, personal, business, and within a house, there are at least each person is having one mobile, one laptop, one TV. See how many devices are increasing, right? When we talk about smart cities, number of devices are too heavy, right? So that's the reason if you see there, the projection by 2025 by one of the report, 30 billion estimated IoT devices will come into the picture by that time, 2025, in smart cities. To manage those things, telecom service providers has to depend on cloud to take the advantage and move forward. Otherwise, they can't scale, they can't support that. At the same time, 5G network functions are providing cloud native way of doing the functioning, right? So, I mean, people who are from electronics domain understands that, okay, all these telecom domains have their own network and they work on these functions, right? Network functions. How can they route calls? How can they do all this telecommunication routing, all these things, right? And there's a big hurdle for this telecom domain to visualize that without even installations first. What kind of installation I need? What kind of issues I may foresee? What kind of scale I need? Unless they install first and figure it out, they never used to get it. But now with 5G and cloud, there is software network functioning, cloud native way, where they can simulate that in advance and see out and figure out, okay, this is what I need to prepare for it. Come out from hardware standpoint to network, cloud network. I think that's what will improve a lot. And this side, if you see how is telecom domain is growing, right? Market size is supposed to surpass by 2030 $105.7 US. I think that's one of the research which was published by President's Research. So overall, okay, we spoke about what are the innovations, what they can do, all those things, but there are still barriers even as of today. As a telecom provider, what they are thinking is, okay, cloud computing is great. It has proved for IT, it has proved for healthcare, it has proved for education systems, but can it work for telecom as well? The reason why they are having those doubts are because telecom providers have been having their infrastructure which is very legacy. They came from analog to digital, and within the digital also their infrastructure is very, very old, and they never, usually telecom industry never upgrades so frequently compared to software IT, right? Because it involves a lot of effort, revenue, capital plus lot of years it will take, because it has to be done across multiple their locations, hubs, all those things. So there is always a challenge of compatibility issues with legacy infrastructure with apps which they are forcing and cloud. That's one of the challenge which cloud computing providers plus telecom is working towards resolving this. And other thing is regulatory concerns, right? Telecom is always in the radar of regulations, right? Either it could be TRAI in India or outside some other regulatory body or overall state or country government. The reason why need to worry is they'll have a lot of information about a client like us who are talking over the phone, who are having their sensitive information being discussed or their personal communication. How can this cloud make sure that telecom providers still maintain the regulatory compliances? That's one thing, right? Second thing, security concerns. I think both go hand in hand. Security concern, okay, as an end user, I'm still worried. Okay, if let's say some telecom company goes to cloud, will they host my information on some other country which is totally outside of India? If that gets hacked, what will happen? I think these are the major barriers which cloud companies are still thinking or working with cloud providers, telecom providers together to resolve it, right? But at the bottom line, scalability of cloud, flexibility, switch on, switch off, move, take whatever it is, lower costs because you are not investing in capital, maintenance is not there, and fault tolerance, right? And high performance is giving agility, move faster, and which is helping the telecom industry to build innovation at a faster pace. Otherwise, what are the experience what we are getting now wouldn't have been possible in the first place. It would have taken another 10 years or much large time. Okay, let's move to next. Okay, I think we spoke about cloud computing, what trends, benefits, plus trends in telecom as well as all things, right? Now I think we are going to okay, that's